Welcome to Everything Currency. This is a show where we talk about everything crypto and mo. I'm your host Jay, and today I want to talk to you guys a little bit about this market where I feel like we're at an interesting point in this market right now where a lot of things are looking bearish and a lot of things are looking bullish. So I want to talk a little bit about that, and I want to give you guys a little bit of an update on Omi, the Omi chart, and what's going on with the Omi token, because we haven't talked about Omi the homie on this channel in a minute. So go ahead, if you're still in the Omi squad, go ahead and type Omi the homie in the comment box. And as I always say, like, you know, at the end of the day, we're investors and investors are here to make money. And if you had to sell some of your Omi to go ahead and try to get more Omi at a lower price, there's nothing wrong with that. So you still could be in the Omi crew if you just like the token overall. So don't even trip off that. But right now, we're at a point in this market right now where we need to make some decision points. I got some indicators on this chart that say, hey, look, we got some bearish things going on. Got some indicators on this chart that say, hey, maybe we got some small bullish things kind of hiding in the background. So first things first, looking at the fear and greed index. Sentiment is everything in this market. Now, usually when the fear is high, I like to buy, and I didn't even mean for that to rhyme like that. But anyways, usually when the fear is high, I like to buy. So right now I'm thinking, look, the fear just got super high, but we were extremely bullish for, you know, a long period of time. Starting back in November, everybody was pretty bullish. We spiked down a little bit, but this is the bearish that everybody's gotten in a while, getting a little bit more pessimistic, which this is a shakeout. This is people getting out, people getting scared, people feeling like, I don't know. But it's also because the charts are telling us some things. So looking at the chart of Bitcoin, we could see I have this EMA ribbon on here, which I brought up. So first things first, let me just say that, look, long as we range in a level between like 30 and 40K, I think that will be actually long-term bullish for this market cycle. But if we start dropping below that and we close like one little candle below that, then it's looking pretty bad for me. But it's already looking pretty bad for a couple reasons. First one is, see this ribbon right here? It's called the EMA ribbon. And you see how when the red is on the bottom, it is support. When the red is on the top, it is resistance. So when this ribbon flipped and the red and the price action crossed over and the red became on the bottom of this, you see the price ran up pretty damn high. And right now we just had the ribbon flip back down where the red is now the resistance, where over here it was acting as support, and then you have the ribbon acting as all the resistance that it has to get through. So it just flipped to the other side on the daily, which is not looking very good at all. Could be more action down to the downside and put us back at like 25K, or at the very worst even back down at like 20K. And even if we go back down to 20K, that would really suck, because that would also be a long-term pattern that kind of looks like this, which would be a complex head and shoulders pattern. So that's something that I had to look at. Now, what I said was hidden is right here. This histogram on the MACD is showing that we are headed to the momentum is headed more bullish. So if we get more bullish momentum and some bullish news coming in, then that could be okay for Bitcoin right now. So I'm not too worried as of yet, because I have to also consider the total market cap. And on this total market cap, I have this box right here as support. And same thing with Bitcoin. The momentum is hinting that we're trying to go back bullish today. Right now in this price action, we have some bullish action. This middle box right here is where I want to see us bounce in between for a little bit. And then if we can bounce in between this for a little bit, then some of these indicators can start chilling from all this bearishness that they've been showing us. And that's what I want to see, and hold this box as support. If the lowest we can get is bounce into here and go up, but still just think, this is about another $300 billion. So that would suck. That would suck to lose that out of the whole market. That would suck for all of our bags. So I just want to tell people, be very wary of those things going on in this market right now. As far as the fundamentals, there's a bunch of bull crap going on. You got people tripping off of the energy efficiency of cryptocurrency again and all this stuff, which in the long run it doesn't really matter, but people are tripping off of that. So there's a lot of FUD going along in this market. So that might be an opportunity depending on how you're looking at it. Right now, I'm gonna wait and see because I don't actually know. I usually just like to go more by what the charts are telling me, and the charts are telling me bearish right now. But if there's a fake out, I'd never seen a fake out of this magnitude, but I've only been doing this for about 4 years. There's some people who say they have seen fake outs of this magnitude, so just be aware of that. But if we range sideways for a little bit, then that would be pretty good in my opinion, just to go up and down, really mess with some people's heads, and then finally bounce, as long as we don't drop below this little support box right here. The total 2, same thing happening on this chart right here. Now there's some other things that I was looking at, momentum of people getting kind of about crypto. I was trying to see where everybody's heads at to try to do some sentiment analysis along with the fear and greed index. Looking at the Google trends over the past 90 days, Bitcoin's going down, DeFi is going down, and cryptocurrency is going down. Now I want to think and hope that this is because people don't have to Google it anymore, that they already know about it. But some interesting things that are going down right now. The miners of Bitcoin kind of had to sell, some coins, and they had to close up some shops and stuff over there in China. So that's pretty interesting to see that, hey, you know what, miners probably had to sell off some coins. I should look into that data. But the hash rate of Bitcoin has dropped. It's still super high at 140, like what is this, exahash or whatever. Still a crazy hash rate, especially compared to like Ethereum's hash rate. Bitcoin's hash rate, if you don't know what that is basically how much computing power is on the network right now. And it dipped pretty tough because the miners in China had to close up. But overall, this is good for Bitcoin because everybody was complaining that Bitcoin was centralized in China, and now a lot of that hash rate got dispersed around the world, which is good to see. Even though it dropped, it is still super high. It'll cost trillions of dollars to try to crack this network at this point. So it is still looking good on that front. It's actually looking a little bit more better for the decentralization of Bitcoin as a whole. So that is pretty interesting to me, and that's why I wanted to bring that up and just say that. So we have some, like I said, fundamental things going on in this market that look pretty good. We have some bearish things on the charts that look pretty bad. So which one is gonna win, fundamentals versus the charts? I'm just gonna wait and see, and my money is on the charts for the time being, but my hope is that we go sideways for a while. But I'm gonna base what I do on some of the things that I'm seeing on the charts, and what that is like I said, limiting altcoin exposure and waiting for the charts to show me. And it's okay if I miss the initial move, because if we have a crazy pump up here to the euphoria phase, that means that the whole market is gonna 3x. The entire market is gonna 3x if we're gonna hit some type of euphoria phase. So I'm okay limiting my risk right here and then waiting to see some breakouts on this chart before I hop back in. I'm fine with that. That's okay with me. If you're not really moving coins around like that and you don't like to really do stuff like that, like I said, dollar cost averaging is a good strategy to always go with. Leave it like that, 20 bucks a paycheck, whatever you got to do, dollar cost averaging is still the best strategy for investing in this market long term. Talking about Omi, let's get into Omi real quick. So Omi had some things going on. Now everybody was a little bit upset. Hey, where's the new exchange? Where's all the big hype and stuff like that? Now, one of the things that's pretty cool is Omi is going to be at Comic-Con, and what they're going to do is they're going to have some exclusive drops and all this stuff that I'm sure they're going to try to create hype about Comic-Con and the things that they could do with NFTs at Comic-Con. So it's cool to see that Omi is going to be there in July, which is pretty soon, which is pretty dope. Also, they are moving from GoChain. That's the reason why they explained that they had some issues with some of the exchanges, was because the GoChain was not compatible. ERC20 on Ethereum is more compatible, so they're moving to Immutable, which is a second layer on top of Ethereum. So Omi is coming to Ethereum, and notice how they chose Ethereum and not like Cardano or something else, because they have a bunch of users that are already there and they need something that they can use right now, and that was Ethereum. So yeah, that's actually pretty cool to me. Hey, Omi's coming to Ethereum. What are my thoughts on GoChain? I'm probably gonna sell my GoChain now, knowing that it's not compatible. You do whatever you want to do with your GoChain. There's a bunch of other tokens that I like. Looking at the Omi burns, I see that they burned 4 million tokens. So in the long term, there's still tokens being burned. On the 28th, there was about 9 billion tokens being burned. So there's still tokens being burned every single day. That's cool. Comic-Con coming, moving to Immutable. That's cool. And the chart. This is the last part, is the last piece of puzzle for the whole Omi thing, because we got a bunch of cool stuff coming. Metaverse looks tight. But this chart right here been in a downtrend for a nice long amount of time. So I have some things marked off in here. This is the daily chart. We need to get back above this 13, which is the blue line. If we make it above the 13, the next one would be the 21, which would be this white line. And once we make it above the 34, we are back bullish again. But we looking for a reversal, because right now we don't have one yet, of course. So we're looking for this to start reversing back to the upside. So a couple things here. We spiked down and then we came back up off of this like 0.2002 level, and we're still holding that 0.002 level. So the thing is, we are not out of the water yet. It's looking like 0.0016 is probably a bottom right there for Omi, like an exclusive, like super bottom. But I'm hoping that this ends up being it right here. The thing is, if the overall market decides that it doesn't want to get bullish and the bears decide that they want to win this fight, then I can see maybe Omi coming down and touching the bottom of this white line just one more time before we finally get out of this thing. The thing is, when it turns back up, I think it'll probably turn back up pretty explosive. So I'm hoping that this is the turn up. I'm hoping that this is the turn up right here. That's my hope and my wish, is that we have a pattern like this and we start riding up some type of uptrend. Please, that's what we need. Tell your friends and family to buy a bunch of Omi. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so that's what I'm looking at on the chart right now, putting us into a little triangle right here. We're going to see if we're going to break from the downside to the upside on Omi. With some good news coming and with Comic-Con coming, hopefully we can break out of this trend right here and get back into an uptrend. But I think it's going to depend on what the overall market decides to do, what all of these coins decide to do. You see right here on the total 2, the yellow line is crossing below the red line and going to bring the red line on top, which is not looking good at all. So the only good thing I see is momentum right here on this MACD. Weekly charts not looking very well either, man. So as you can see, we have a bunch of things going on all these charts, a bunch of things going on in this market. Can't really decide whether to be bearish or bullish right now. I'm just gonna let the charts tell me what to do with my money, and then I will let the charts tell me when to move things around again. Now, keep in mind, do not follow what I do. This is not financial advice. I am all over this market. I have different portfolios. I have a DeFi portfolio. I have a long-term investment portfolio. I have Ethereum and Bitcoin that I am going to hold until I'm like 80. So, you know, make sure you come up with your own strategies and do what you need to do for you and your family. So, hope you have a nice Sunday. Till next time. Peace. Oh, yeah, till next time. Peace.